Hey folks, welcome back to Return of the Obra Dinn. Last time we reviewed Chapter 1 and made some deductions. Not as many as we would have liked, but we made some. We're going to start out with Chapter 2 today. We're going to make our way through the story in chronological order as best we can and try to figure out more identities and more deaths and more fates. So, if we hop into the book and head to Chapter 2, A Bitter Cold, the first event, or the first corpse that we need to begin trailing through the events, is on the top... No, it's on the Orlop deck near the entry to the surgery. Alright. So, looks like we're here. Yeah, we're here on the Orlop deck right now. So if we move forward and slightly to our left, we can find this dead man and deal with the bitter cold and the lung illness that it brought upon us. So I guess it's this individual here. Let's start with this memory and track our way through.
Saya tutup. Aku terpilih.
Right, so a couple of interesting things here. 3 men playing cards. At least 2 of them are Russian. Probably all 3 of them are Russian. How many Russian crew members do we have? Let's check. So, let's see. Scotland, England. Yeah, 3 Russians. A topman and 2 seamen. And I think that's it. So if we could identify which one is the topman, we could identify Leonid Volkov. And the other 2 are probably Alarkus and Alexei. Do we have one of these men identified as a topman yet? Okay, he's unknown. He's identified as a topman. He's identified as a seaman. Okay. So we can at least, I think, identify this individual as Leonid Volkov. He's our Russian topman. I think he has to be Leonid Volkov here. Shot with a gun by an unknown attacker. We'll leave that as is. Now, the other Russian is also a seaman. Right? So he has to be one of the 2 Russian seamans. Or seamen. So he's an unknown seaman. And I think this guy we already have identified as such. Yeah, I think we did that because of his position in line here. We assumed that everyone else was a seaman. But we might be wrong about that. There might have been another reason we identified him as such, but for now, let's leave that alone. Now, let's come over here. We know that Syed here was the guy who died. And the other man speaking to him, urging him to drink something, must have been... what is this tag here? 54. Oh, wait a minute. Is that his crew number? 54. Solomon Syed. Yes. Okay. So then if the other bunks have tags... I can't... X? Is that 10? Could that be 10? What do we know about this individual? Crushed by a cannon. Would he be number 10? Winston Smith from America? I mean, he's got the X. Maybe? I'm not sure what that X is about. But there may be... Hold on, there's other tags here. This is 51. Alright, so this guy we can identify as well. 51. Renfried Ranjub, a seaman from India. Oh, I got something right. A bitter cold. Solve all fates in Chapter 2. Okay, so we got Nicholas Botterill, speared by a terrible beast. Renfred Rajub succumbed to a tragic illness. Hamadou Dion, we got that right, spiked by a terrible beast. Okay, 3 more correct. Okay, there may be more little clues like that I've missed, the numbers in particular. Okay, so we've identified this individual, and I'm not sure about this X. I can't, does that, there's some writing there that I can't read. But maybe this is the carpenter? Winston Smith crushed by a cannon. He's in 12 memories. Maybe we can track him around and see if he is Winston Smith or if that X means something else. Maybe, because it might not mean carpenter. It might mean like unassigned or something. So anyway, if we know that's Syed, who is Indian, right? Solomon Syed is from India. Then the man speaking to him is likely from India as well. We've already identified Renfred, so the remaining man, are there any more Indians on the ship? Yeah, there's Zungi Sathi, the ship's steward. I don't know about that. Zungi Sathi, the ship's steward. It seems unlikely that it would be him. But there's 2 others that he could be, Abraham Akbar and William Wasim. I guess we can't really tell yet. What else can we deduce? So if this guy is the carpenter, then maybe we'll find out at some later point when we get confirmations if we've guessed, because we figured out how he died. Oh, you know what? There's more stuff here. There's more tags. 59? But we can't see his face, so we can't identify him. Okay. Can't see your face either. I mean, we can take a look at his shoes, I guess, or his socks. I'm not sure. I mean, he's got, yeah, it's hard to identify him just by his shoes. Anybody, their face showing? Anything, like, identifiable about them? They've all just got kind of, like, feet with socks on. There are numbers here, however. So there may be other opportunities to identify folks by things like that. Let's see. Who are you? You're unidentified. Yeah, you've got your cloaks over your face. What about you guys? So they may be playing near their hammocks. I'm not sure. What else do we have going on? Anyone else we can see their face? No, they're all covered up. Not this guy. Okay, but that's important. We should look for people in their hammocks because they have numbers. I think we've gotten what we can out of this memory. So let's check out, not the crew, the ship. So chapter 2, we're on the I keep pressing the wrong buttons here. We're on the Orlop deck for the start of chapter 2. Is that, where is that? Part 9. 7, the Doom. We're looking for bitter cold. Wait, where is the bitter cold stuff? That's the Calling. This is Murder. Soldiers of the Sea. Bitter Cold Part 3. Oh, here we go. The Orlop deck. So here's number 1. The Bitter Cold Part 2. The guy on the stairs, right? Who I think was dying from the same illness. Yeah, let's go revisit that memory. So I think we have to exit this memory. And then I think it's this guy. Yeah, Bitter Cold Part 2 of 3.
Well?
Same as the other fellow. Some lung disease. Not consumption. Made worse by the cold.
Will it spread?
If so, we'd all have it. They must have picked it up at the Alaska house. I checked all hands just now, and everyone is healthy.
And him? What are his chances?
I gave him some laudanum. We'll see.
Right. Okay. So here we have the surgeon, right? Henry Evans. We don't know how he died. And then we have the sick man. Renfried Rajub. We identified him, and we've confirmed how he died. Here, we have who? The third mate, Martin Parrott. And then we have this individual. The surgeon's mate, James Wallace, who was decapitated by a beast. Have we confirmed his death? Yes, decapitated by a terrible beast. Okay. Now, if we step outside... Don't know who you are. I think he's probably one of the Indian men. We know how he died, but not exactly who he is. We have the carpenter, perhaps. We think we know his identity and how he died, but it hasn't been confirmed. What else we got going on here? Where can we get to see things? Nothing in the walk. Nothing in that walk. All right. Let's go check maybe bunks. I wonder if the bunks have numbers on them somewhere. Or names? If there's a number here, I'm not seeing it. This might be passenger stuff. Okay, you we've identified. And you were spiked by a terrible beast. We've confirmed that. Who are you? Yeah, you were It Bang Xia, and you burned to death. And we can't get any further than that. So I don't really know what else we can do in this memory right now. We can't leave the area. The bunks don't seem to have numbers the way the hammocks do, unfortunately. At least if they do, I don't see them, or see where I would see them. Alright, let's leave this memory and go to memory 3. I can't open the door in here. So we gotta find the exit. Here it is. Okay. Alright, let's continue through chapter 2. So we start on the Orlop deck, go here, and then the final one is a Bitter Cold Part 3. Inside the starboard walk-in midship. A large cow was slaughtered for his meat. We haven't looked at this in a while, but we may be able to figure something out. Let's go look at the cow death again. Here.
Take him to the carpenter. Get him wrapped and keep him left right.
Hit her here. One swing. Get through the skull and stone her brain. I'll cut her throat when you've done it.
Here?
Yeah. Come on before she kicks up. You all right there, sir?
Never been on a farm, Charlie?
Mind your shoes now.
Okay, there is quite a bit of information there. I think we identified this man as Charlie. Yeah, Charles Herstick burned. That's confirmed. Okay. The man who was instructing him was Irish, I think? And then we had... Who else did we have in here? Okay. This unknown soul was blasted by an explosion. He was not the one cutting the throat. I think this guy was cutting the throat. So I think we look at... Yeah, Emilio Farrell, the butcher. He would be the one to cut the throat. So I think we can identify this as Emilio Farrell. Which means the cow... Well, I can't seem to... Can I highlight the cow? No. This guy was... Who is this guy? Knife by an unknown attacker. Who was the sir that was spoken to? We got chickens. Hold on. Somebody was saying take him to the carpenters. That's about the guy who died from the lung illness. And then the butcher says, hit her here, one swing, get through the skull and stun her brain. I'll cut her throat when you've done it. Charlie says, here? Butcher says, yeah, come on, before she kicks up. You all right there, sir? Someone with authority over Charlie says, never been on a farm, Charlie. So what was Charlie's rank? He was a midshipman. So someone of a higher rank than midshipman was speaking with him. If we go to the glossary... Oh. Nope. We go to the glossary. Midshipman is an officer in training, assists various officers and tradesmen in order to learn ship operations, usually of privileged status, right? So we've got the captain, the mates, the bosun, the gunner, military officer, the purser, administrative official, the surgeon, ship's doctor, carpenter, tradesman, helmsman, rated seaman in control of the ship's fuel, so that's not an officer, steward, servant to an officer or higher rated crew, higher rated seaman, maybe it was a topman speaking? But maybe it was a mate? Or the bosun? I'm not sure who's speaking here. Charlie's a midshipman. Who else is present? It would have to be one... I mean, it would have to be somebody nearby to speak to him. So, we think that you... might be the person speaking, maybe? Because you... well, we don't know who you are either. Who are you standing next to? Other midshipmen? It feels like a lot of people are standing together grouped by rank. This guy, I think we might call this guy a midshipman. Unknown midshipman, perhaps? And then this guy, well, this guy we just figured out is the butcher. This guy might be another midshipman. But who's the sir? Maybe they were speaking to the butcher as sir? I guess I'm gonna guess that these two are both midshipmen as well. They all have like a jacket and a cravat. I don't know. If we look at the Bitter Cold Part 3, a large cow was slaughtered for its meat. 10 others were present. Who have we not looked at here? The surgeon's mate, the carpenter, the butcher. These two passengers were here nearby. The 3 midshipmen and the surgeon. Excuse me. So, yeah, these two were over here guarding, I guess, the privacy of the woman, Formosan. And then, who's this dude with the monkey? Who are you? You're the carpenter. You're helping to carry the dead man who we've identified, I think. You are someone. Don't know who you are. Don't know who the fuck is this dude with the... excuse me. Excuse my F-bomb. Who is this dude with the... oh, this is the surgeon. Why does he have a monkey? It feels odd that I can't identify the officer to whom they said sir. They called somebody sir. Maybe I'll watch it one more time and listen and see if I can deduce something else. Let me get out of here and then I wish you could restart the memory from inside it, but you can't.
Take him to the carpet. Get him wrapped and keep the last right.
Hit her here. One swing. Get through the skull in stone or brain. I'll cut her throat when you've done it.
Here?
Yeah. Come on before she kicks up. You all right there, sir?
Oh, okay, now I do understand. Now I do understand. The butcher was calling the midshipmen sir because they are officers in training, and he is just an ordinary rating. Even though he holds the position of butcher, he refers to the midshipmen as sir. That does make sense. Okay, I'm glad I watched it again and listened to it. So you're Charlie. Charles Herstick, yeah, okay. And I think these other two are midshipmen as well. So the three midshipmen were tasked to help the butcher slaughter the cow. Meanwhile, in the background, the ship surgeon was directing this corpse to be taken to the carpenters to be wrapped for last rites. All right, I think that's all I can get from this right now. So we're gonna step out. Okay, that's chapter 2, A Bitter Cold. Let's move on to chapter 3, Murder. So, on the cargo deck, Nunzio Pasqua was knifed by Edward Nichols. So this is when the second mate's treachery came into play. He decided he was going to steal the Formosan's treasure and head off with, I guess, with them as captives for some reason. Like, not sure why he took them, like, hostage or captive. Maybe he thought he could ransom them in addition to taking the treasure. But this is where this plot to steal the treasure or the shell from the Formosans came into play. So the corpse was moved post-mortem, but yeah, it's on the main deck on the starboard side, a little bit forward of midships. So let's head up to the main deck and see if we can trigger that series of events. We'll start on chapter 3 here. Okay, so that's the rear. It's up here somewheres. Yeah, it's this guy, right, and then they shot the other guy for murder.
Hello? Who is there? Who is that? Is someone hurt? Signore Nichols, is that you? What are you doing down here?
Hello, yes. All fine here. Just, sorting some things. Watch your step. Here, let me help you.
Yeah, so I think we kind of already understood everything that happened here, right? This guy was smacked over the head. This is not where he died, but Nichols smacked him over the head and was stealing the treasure. That's got to be the shell out in the water, outside the memories. So he smacked him on the head, he was stealing the treasure, then Nunzio comes down, and Nichols knifes him, right? I don't think there's anything else we need to do here. This has been confirmed, and I'm like very convinced we know who Nichols is here. Yeah, the second mate, Edward Nichols, shot by an unknown passenger. We might be able to identify who shot him the next time we see that memory. But we're done here, unless... No, they were the only other... I remember, there was only 2 others present. So definitely no one to identify by their tag or whatever. Let's move on to the next memory. Now, the next memory is going to be the execution, which is this. And, like, everyone was present for this.
You have been found guilty by self-confession of the murder of Nunzio Pasqua.
Quiet.
As captain of this ship, and by the authority of the East India Company, and thus the Crown of England, I sentence you to death by firing line. Mr. Wolf, when you are ready.
Right, sir. Ready, men. Aim. Fire!
Okay, so we're back here. There's a lot of folks present, but I don't know if we can do anything to identify them. Maybe by their location. I mean, these guys are handling the animals. Look at this. This monkey is riding a goat for some reason. So, like, let's look at you. What are you up to? You're the cook. Okay. And you're the butcher. That makes sense. So the cook and the butcher are over here by the animals. This must be the artist. Yeah, this is Edward Spratt. Okay. We know her. That's Bunlan Lim. She's been clawed and we've defined her death. And then I guess her husband-ish? Yeah. It Beng Xia. I don't know if he was her husband or not, but he was like these two were guarding them. And he burned and we confirmed that. So, what else is going on over here? Who are you? And what are you doing here? You're one of the... Yeah, you're Chio Tan, and you were spiked by a terrible beast. You're one of the guards. Who are you? This sketch is of the scene we're looking at. This is some unknown topman, and we don't know how he died. Don't know about this guy either. I don't know if there's anything we can do to identify people at the moment. Is there anything else we can find in this memory that we haven't found? Something that would give us a clue that we don't have already? I mean, Wolf here is the gunner. I guess he's an officer. And I think we've decided that all four of these guys are seamen. Are you identified? No. But we did identify, this might be Maba, because we identified the guy from, the other location. Sierra Leone. So maybe this is Maba? Or maybe this... No, this guy we identified. Hamadou Dion. That's confirmed. So I think it's more likely that this is Maba. But then I don't know who that leaves to be the other person. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about that. Let's see, who are you? Do we know? You're Lars Linda. Okay, you're watching. Is there any other identifying information? I mean, there's the hats, right? So this guy has a top hat like that guy's hat. All the mates are wearing the tricorns. Who's this whispering behind him? I guess we could maybe figure that out. So this is the second mate, Edward Nichols. And this guy whispering behind him? Who's this? Patrick O'Hagan. Yeah, they were both on the... They were both on the murder plot, the steal plot. Because he ended up on the shit, on the rowboat, stealing away in the night with Nichols. After they framed this guy for murder. Actually, it's kind of funny if you think about it, that justice at sea is in quotes. Who are you? Some sort of officer, perhaps? Not sure. I mean, we've determined that you are the gunner. You have a hat like the gunner. Is there a gunner's mate? Or have we identified you? You're the bosun. Yeah, so the bosun and the gunner have those type of hats. I think that likely makes this guy, although that hat's a little different. This guy might be some sort of officer or positioned rated seaman. I'm not sure. I don't think there's much else I can get from this, unfortunately. I don't see... I mean, I guess we can identify these guys as likely topmen since they're sitting up there. But beyond that... I already have him identified as a topman. I guess probably I'll guess that you're a topman as well. because of where you're seated? I mean, that's the only kind of real clue I can get from this. And who's this fool? Unknown soul crushed by a cannon. I mean, first mate steward, that's a seaman. They're all kind of wearing the same uniform, so I would guess... Like, Brennan here seems to be unique or special, but I'd guess that you're also an unknown seaman? I mean, maybe we can infer that from your clothing? I don't know what else to do here. I don't think there's much else I can get right now. Alright, let's get out of here. This was... Murder Part 2. And then Murder Part 3. Where did this happen? On the gun deck. Off the edge. Yeah, the first mate. Okay. So we gotta go down. And then I think he was out the window here, right? If we want to see this, or... Hold on, I'm in the wrong place. I'm in the steward's room. So I need to move to my right. Over here. Yeah, here we go. Oh, that's why that door is blurry, because it indicates there's a memory behind it. Alright. Let's watch part 3 again.
On your toes.
Go back there!
Here.
Captain!
Slack the lifts and lower the boats! The whole crew will be on us!
Give it up!
Yeah, alright. So they were stealing the shell, they were taking hostages or captives. This is Nichols, right? Yeah, okay. And he was conspiring with O'Hagan. Who's this here? This unknown midshipman was blasted by the explosion. I don't think he was necessarily part of what was going on. It looks like he was hurt. Yeah, and here's somebody else who was hurt. They were fighting their way off the ship. Unknown soul met an unknown fate. He could have been at the helm. He could be the helmsman, perhaps. Maybe? Maybe this was Finley Dalton. I'll guess that for now. Because of his position, his location here. He's right by the helm. Maybe? Not sure. This dude, I'm pretty sure we've identified. Yeah, that's Hokseng Lang who was shot. Who are you? Lars Linda. I'm not sure... I don't think they're part of the... Because they're all injured, so they must have... The treason party, or the theft party, must have struck them, not meaning to kill, but to slow them down so they could get away with their plot. Alright, here is... I think this is O'Hagan? Yeah. I think we know who he is. I think we were debating whether he was speared by a beast or a foreign enemy. I don't know. It's sort of hard to tell at the moment. I think they're trying to get him down, not up. Because they're trying to kidnap him, right? Alright, who are you? You're an unknown topman, speared by a terrible beast. And you, then, would be who? A seaman. Unknown seaman met an unknown fate. Probably swallowed and died? Or drowned? I'm guessing? Yeah, it's dark. It's the dark of night when they're doing this. So there's only a few people on deck. Now, who are you? Do we know? Probably another seaman who's been co-opted by Nichols. And then we've got Nichols and Van Lin. And then the guy who died. No real way to know. The one thing I was noticing is that he spoke with an accent. We do know how he died. I would like to watch this one more time to listen to his, because he's got one statement. So Nichols, I think, says, "On your toes, boys." Van Lim says, "How can you do this?" Or no, not, well, maybe it was her. "Load her up, we best push off. Let me go. Give her ear, will ya?" And then she calls for the captain, trying to get help. "Slack the lifts and lower the boats. The whole crew will be on us. Give it up, he's holding a knife." Can we see anything about him? What's his, he was, I mean, is he shirtless? Are those tattoos on? No, he's got a short sleeve shirt on. He's got a dagger. In the picture, for some reason, what is he holding there? I can't even tell. Is he holding his arm out in like a salute or something? Or is he touching this guy's chest or punching him or something? He's got a drink going on. He did have an accent. I want to listen to that one more time. I don't know how much we can deduce about him. But I want to watch that one more time and listen. So the last sentence, give it up.
Go back there.
Here.
Captain!
Slack the lifts and lower the boats! The whole crew will be on us!
Give it up.
Gavatop! Gavatop! What would that be? Gavatop. Sounds Irish or Scottish, perhaps? So we've already got William Hoscott identified. I think that was Scottish. Let's see if there's another Scotland here. We kind of think we have the butcher identified from Ireland. I think it sounds more like Scotland. So he might have been Duncan McKay, the purser. Wasn't Abigail Hoscott. Could be Timothy Boutemont or Butmont, the topman. I don't think that's Ireland. I think that's Scottish. Gavatop. I think so. So I guess he would either be Timothy Butmont, the topman, or he would be Duncan McKay, the purser. He's got, like, he doesn't have a hat. His clothing, he had the short sleeve shirt with the stripes on it, and he had a knife. I think it's more likely that he was Timothy Butmont here. I think that has to be it. So that's what I'm going to guess for this guy. I don't think that's the purser. I think the purser would be asleep, and this guy would have night duty, night shift or whatever. There's nothing else that I can think of to acquire in the way of information or clues right now. At least not on this memory. So I think we're gonna leave. I guess he could be the purser. It seems unlikely with his clothing, though. Alright, so that's chapter 3. If we look at chapter 4, The Calling, I'm not sure if these are deaths and unknowns, maybe? Because this just has 3 deaths. Yeah. So, are there 2 unknowns at the end of The Calling? If I go to chapter 5, and then go back... Yeah, there's 2 unknowns here. 2 wayward souls disappeared during the events of this chapter. Their fates are cataloged here. I don't know how there would be wayward souls... Oh, that's chapter 4, The Calling. Yes. Okay. That actually does make sense. There wouldn't be any murder, and there wouldn't be any wayward souls in the murder. Okay, let's start reviewing The Calling, chapter 4. So, this is accessible only through another corpse. This one's available. Yeah, the corpses of Bun Lan Lim and It Bang Xia are available on the deck. We might be able to figure out who shot Nichols now. And then 2 of them were either drowned or killed or something. Not sure. But I want to... I want to go through this in chronological order, but it doesn't seem I can. Let's start with Nichols here. Ah, the navigation's so rough. Yeah, this is the path. We kind of have to go backwards in time here to get things right. So, I need to go up to the top deck and start with Nichols. Alright. The main deck, I should say. So there should be 3 bodies over here. Yeah, and this one would be Nichols. Let's take a look at this one more time.
Ahoy!
Hell back! Captain!
Ahoy!
The cover's aboard!
Wait! Don't shoot! I have treasure! I yield!
Hold your fire!
Yeah, I think we know who this is now. Yeah, this is Chio Tan. So he took revenge on this guy, on Nichols. There's the shell. Oh, did we look at... Yeah, that's the woman. Her corpse is here. Where is, and there's the man's corpse. He brought back the 2 hostages and the treasure, but he lost all his other fellows. Okay. Well, we know who killed him now. It was Chio Tan. All right. 3 more fates correct. Edward Nichols was shot by Chio Tan. We guessed correctly. Timothy Boutmont was shot by Edward Nichols. And Emilio Farrell, the butcher, was spiked by a terrible beast. Okay, 3 more. Successful. Very nice. Okay. There is one thing I noticed earlier, the back cover. All right, that's this. Okay. So we're sort of done here. And we're kind of done with the episode, too. We're at 43 minutes, so I need to call that there. Next time, we'll continue moving backwards through Chapter 4, trying to determine more about the fates of those who were participating in this attempted theft/abduction. But that is going to be it for this time. So, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying this playthrough. I'm really enjoying the game. I like the concept a lot. It's very unique. I've never played anything like it, and I'm very much enjoying slowly piecing together bit by bit everything that happened. So we'll take a break here. We'll come back next time. Until then, take care.